everyone, I'm Renee.
And I'm Jay.
And welcome to I Was Here. This is our weekly
podcast
where we talk about life in Jamaica as young professionals.
As struggling young people.
That's it. That's the order of the day this week, isn't it?
The
struggles.
struggles.
How's your week been?
I'm tired, but could be worse.
Yeah. I guess that's the outlook you have to have, right?
Yeah, I guess tired is good. Tired means I have a job.
Yeah.
You know, some girl tired and I have no job.
Lord Jesus.
So.
But you're tired with a job.
With a job.
So yours is good tired.
Grateful tired, yes.
Grateful tired. All right, I get you. I'd say pretty much the same thing for me. But let's jump into our In the Know session this week, and this is where we're going to be talking about things that got the gears in our brain turning, or attention, got our emotions riled up.
Yes.
And let's kick things off with the, I want to say, surprising rise in violence among school children.
We're not in the school. So.
I'm not in this. Okay, so it's not surprising.
No, I think it's just a reaction to being locked away for 2 years. You have to teach young people to reintegrate, and the government didn't do that. MOE just fling them back in high schools. I know they don't know how to socialize, because you're not seeing that at the schools that were open. You're not seeing it at my school because we weren't closed, so the students were not locked away, becoming cavemen and cavewomen all over again.
Wow.
Not understanding how to coexist.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising. Not surprising at all. Just like when people go to prison and come back, there's a reform. There is the halfway houses.
Yeah, there's a rehabilitation center.
Rehabilitation. They have, what the people name, we follow both of them everywhere they go interested in and drink. Probation officers and all of that. So it's not surprising for me. It's alarming though, because it's fatality and a lot of hurt. So it's alarming for me, but it's not a surprise. It's just a what do you call it? A reaction to being away for so long.
I agree with you in that there should have been some type of grace period to kind of reintegrate the students back into the classroom, back into that social setting, coming right out of COVID. I think the government failed tremendously, when they do studies on this, I really hope that, or if they do decide to do studies on this,
when they're so optimistic,
or sociologists who are listening, or social workers, people who are in university possibly doing a degree, maybe the psychiatrist, the psychologist. This might be a really good one to do a paper on. But hopefully if they do a study, we'll be able to get some answers and also some recommendations for future situations.
Right.
Because Lord knows there's going to be another pandemic.
Of course.
But we can get some recommendations of how to live life after the pandemic, specifically for the younger ones who such a huge chunk of their development or lack thereof was over the internet, or over outside of the classroom, outside of the school setting for such a long period. I am genuinely just afraid based on the videos that I'm seeing, because to me it's like, as you said, caveman, cavewoman settings.
I'm not afraid. I will fight them.
You heard it here first. I don't have to interact with them. Like, the most we do is pick me and pass me out.
I'm afraid for the high school teachers. Me just push down for them, but on a serious note, because I'm joking, it's alarming because you are sending out your child to get an education, not to hear that they're either going to be locked up or dead or injured. So it I guess you can be scared. I don't know, but I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with love. It's only happening in certain schools. So that's also another research to be done. Why is it happening in X schools versus Y schools? And I said this in the last podcast. I think principals and school admins need to share information among themselves. Why is it that my students are not acting this way versus your students? What is it that we can share? Because they do have meetings. Ministry of call meeting and have me asleep in a meeting for foolishness. Call meetings for these. Other they don't have me now a meeting asleep all asleep in a boring meeting.
They don't have like a suggestion box where you can
They do, but unless you're a doctor this and a doctor that, you get lost. Yes. And I'm an MD this. I'm not a doctor that. So but ministry, please do something. There are lots of qualified people there sitting in offices collecting money, not doing anything, driving around the product, which soon get taken from them. It's another podcast. You didn't hear? Anyways.
No, but tell me.
Yeah, so there is an argument coming up that the government will no longer be able to afford certain benefits for government workers. And they're thinking
what kind
about
of benefits? Oh, you're not a government worker.
No, I am not a government worker. So they're thinking about the car allowances and the travel allowances. So, yes.
Between that and the new proposal by the NHT to have three people put together to buy a house, I feel like
we get up.
Something not right to me. Something not right.
That's an argument in the making, but that's for another podcast. But yes, Renee, you have all right to be scared, because what if this? Remember, this is now confined to the classroom, but what if it starts to spill out of the classroom? What if they start stab up their man and their father? Well, one stabbing step further there, right?
Yeah.
But
I think that was in self-defense when I read that. So that's the thing, like, do you do the schools need to be offering self-defense classes?
No, if you do for them, beat we up.
But I don't know. Okay, what are some possible fixes? You shared a really good one about like the teaching community itself, kind of sharing information about how they manage their classes and stuff like that. But do you think it's too late to have that rehabilitation program?
It's not too late. They can be saved. I think young people just want to be young people.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure for them not to be young people. I was watching Champs. I was watching Champs this not watching it, like clips, because I don't even know if I watch it. A TVJ or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was watching snippets and they were being young people and enjoying themselves and happy for them medal, and so that's where they need to. No, them are big man and big woman chopper life gathering. Yeah. So they're not being young people anymore. So we need to focus on that with them. They just need help. I think sometimes because they're acting like adults, we start treat them like that and we leave them to be adults, and that's where we're going wrong. So we just need to work on some parents collaboration. That's the course I'm doing right now. Collaboration. We work with the parents. We work with the different places, the CDAs, the CPFSAs, these places, the police youth club. What that there? What that?
Oh my gosh! I used to be in the police youth club when I was younger, but it wasn't. Trust me. I liked it for the fact that I was able to socialize with other kids in my community, because otherwise I wasn't coming out. But unfortunately, what happened is that for the police, them used to try the little girl them. Yeah. But I mean, that was just my experience. If you've been a part of a police, and trust me,
let us know.
It was really good in the sense of I got to build like a lot of friendships with people that I otherwise wouldn't have met. But that's also one of like the little bad effects of it. You get to learn a lot of things. Them. You put on parties, you put on events, you're a part of committees and stuff like that. So definitely the police youth club. But what I was going to say is what you touched on, which is really good, is the fact that the kids are behaving like adults.
Yes.
I think this is a symptom of the culture that we have of children having children. And so the parents themselves probably aren't developed enough to be able to have certain conversations or be able to mold their children a certain type of way.
That is correct.
So I think overall we need like a cultural shift. In that regard. But teachers, stay safe.
Fight them back.
Students, and we've said this before, if it not cost nothing, walk away.
Fight. No JT and pick up for we. Fight them back. Don't make none of them kill enough. Fight them. JT and pick up for we. Fight them back.
No, but I mean, if me I want teacher, I want student attack me, I feel like I should be able to defend myself.
No, JT is going to tell you, wasn't there something else that you could have done to de-escalate the situation?
A student throwing a chair in my face.
Fight them back.
Moving right along.
Yes.
So our next topic is the Supreme Ventures scratch games. I see everyone so excited about them.
This B won a lot of money too. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
It's nice. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
I get excited for people who win money. I'm like, yes. How is this going to change that person's life? Maybe because money can change a lot of things for me. Maybe that's how I look at it. Yeah. So I'm like, wow, how this going to change a lady her life now? Maybe she can go buy the car she always wanted, or get the house. So I was so happy for her. Pay off the loans. Yeah. So.
But I have this theory, right? That the first batch of cards that they printed, those would have, then we have a good amount of wins on it to try and catch people. Rope on the in. Like when I see the set people are win week after week, so everybody run go buy them. And then after a while, when the first batch are done, winnings them done. When I just go buy scratch card and buy scratch card. So everybody just chopper. I wonder if at the system, that's what I'm telling you, at every level, when you look at it, there is some type of scamming taking place. The issue that they have is that poor people catching on to it.
Or is it just business?
But that is what the capitalist society is. One big scam.
Ding, ding, ding.
One big scam. But have you played any? Do you know anyone who's...
No. My church, I don't gamble.
You don't gamble? Okay. That's good to know. I haven't played.
I will take the gambling money.
So if somebody gambled and won,
Sanjay, well, 50 grand, you're a good girl.
That's your blessing.
I will take the money. I believe that God is the one that spoke to the person to give me some of their gambling. I will take the money. No, I tell you, I'm going to take the money. You know, one go say it to somebody, say, somebody want to give me a 10 out of scratch and then go. I will take the money.
Fair enough. Yeah. I want to do it for the thrill of it. Like,
so how much is the card?
I think there are different games. So there's one with like a $300,000 win. That one probably is like, it's in 3. So it can be like 3 grand, 30 grand, 300,000, 3 million, and so on. They're different games. I want the thrill. I want the little heart palpitations. I scratch and see the tree and
a little question to divert a little bit. Does Supreme Venture offer scholarships?
Let's Google it real quick. It would be a shame if they didn't.
Right, because I'm thinking,
I think they do.
Yeah, they must get scholarship. Like, what the one name with the cigarette carriers?
Yeah.
They offer a lot of scholarships.
Med scholarships? That'd be hilarious.
No, I don't think it's med. I know yes, I think they do. Supreme Ventures. Good for you, Supreme Ventures.
Yeah, they do.
Nice. Because it would be such a shame for them to make so much money and not give the youths them some money.
But
so I'm happy for them.
The excitement, like I like the excitement of it all. And that kind of, I know as a society or as a civilization, we've essentially moved to this part where like instant gratification is something that we crave.
Yeah.
But me like seeing the instant winnings. It made me happy.
Like the people
the other day, someone from Michael's group bought some of the cards.
Yeah.
And bought some of the cards and him scratch it off, and my youth happy my youth sending out the group, and win 300K.
Yes.
Him both for resign, I hit this, pay off him, Hey, goods never scratch a card good.
Oh, I did how much?
Nothing.
So where tree come from?
Oh, it was $300. It was $300. Oh. But I think like once it was $300.
Did he resign?
No. But hey, as son of how we play with self enough time.
First of all, me not resign.
Not resign. No. Yeah, like that's a thing. People who win the lottery and stuff.
$300,000 can buy one dresser. I would resign.
Say true. I just want bed set.
Yeah, resign and
for
then
real. But you don't know if that 300 grand they can pay off like a student loan or.
If you resign.
But there's this thing with lottery winners or people who win a lump sum of money. They generally advise.
I think it's stemming from the fact that we work so hard. At that we work so hard. So you see, at least a good break, but we think we get,
But if you win it, go a Sagicure, go a CIBC, go Victoria Mutual, find one of them and even invest like 100K. Do something else.
VMBS have stock.
Yeah, start the local business where you want to start. You understand? Nobody take it as squander.
Jeff Bezos no resign. When you are resign? Jeff Bezos resign?
Fair enough.
You have to think like that man there. Jeff Bezos no resign.
Fair enough. But y'all, if you played it
let us know.
And you enjoy it, hit us up in the comments. Tell us, how the winnings go, how the process go, all of that. Or I think this is going to be our last one for today in terms of the In the Know segment. And this is going to lead into our topic because I know that in America it's Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. I don't necessarily know that it is a thing out here or worldwide as yet, but I did want to touch on sexual harassment, and it seems like the perfect time to do so.
Yes, because there was an argument last week about it. So
I think the bill.
Yeah, I think the bill.
We had a bill passed in Parliament.
I'm so happy. I just hope it's not one-sided because our men, and I'm a very fair person, our men, they are being sexually assaulted all the time and they don't say anything. And society laugh at them.
It's not. I read a few pages. Once again, these laws aren't written for like the regular person to go in and read and understand.
Why layman's term can't be a thing? I hate it.
But I read one little bit and it seems quite fair. There's talks about like investigations, but we'll jump into that after we discuss this topic. The topic is there life after a sexual assault or a sexual harassment allegation? So in recent times we've seen celebrities like Johnny Depp, love him to death. Chris Brown most recently, actually, with his story, there was a young lady who he slept with, and afterwards she kept trying to hang out with him, but he kept turning her down or like missing the plans that they made or whatever. And she kept, advancing, sending him naked videos, all that type of stuff. And when he just stopped replying completely, she goes to the blog, she goes to TMZ or one of them places, and she's like, he sexually assaulted me. And then, the vitriol from mainstream media, especially because it's Chris Brown. And we know how them do Chris Brown. Poor thing. I mean, him not do not much to help himself, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yourself, Chris, but
right is right, wrong is wrong.
So if you never do it this time, you never do it this time.
You understand? And it's the same thing with Johnny Depp, his ex-wife, Amber Heard. Because she never needs to do that to Johnny. She never need to do that to Johnny. Johnny are one of my guys. If you're a Johnny Depp fan, I would implore you to go and watch the movie What's Eating Edward Grape.
I don't know.
Let me look at it. It's him and a young Leonardo DiCaprio. Trust me, the movie is there we go. What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
1993.
Yep, very old
going
movie.
To watch it.
When them young days.
And Leonardo, him cute.
Young, trust me. But give it a watch. But anyways, she never did have to do that to Johnny. You understand me? Whole sexual assault lawsuit and everything. He lost his entire career. Like films that he was working on, he got dropped from. Brand deals, everything. And it's like, women, we're at this place in history where we've effectively taken power. We've taken control of certain situations.
In other words, people start believe we.
Yeah, we're gonna lose that.
Yeah,
we're gonna lose that. We're not helping ourselves.
Do you feel like, because I don't want to miss this point, do you feel like Me Too is definitely pushing us in that direction of losing it? Yeah. I feel, me to be one of them female who don't like Me Too. I'm sorry. It's my opinion. I don't like Me Too.
I'm there with you. I think it's one of those things where it starts out and the intentions are good,
and then,
but once money and fame and all of that starts getting involved, it goes downhill. But I think that these women should be locked up. I think if you tell a lie to the point where you let somebody lose them livelihood, possibly, on the brink of suicide, because Lord knows
what was going through his mind.
You understand me?
Understand.
Them forget lock up.
Oh, definitely.
Them forget lock up. Whatever sentence the man would have received for the allegations, had they been proven true, that should be applied to the liar. I don't care what you want to say. Go and argue with your mother. They should be locked up. Because they know the intent. It's one thing if you do something and you do not know what is going to happen afterwards, but they are fully aware of the intent behind their actions.
It's premeditated. It's evil.
Yes.
It's evil.
Yes.
It's evil. And then not only is that, but you are now scarring somebody for life, and you're putting them in a position, because we're not a forgiving set of people.
No.
See, Chris Brown, how long now? We're not there, baby. ASAP Rocky, and Chris Brown known as the girl, the boy with beat up. So it is hard. It is hard to move on. So when you do that and stain people, man, it's horrible.
It's horrible. I don't necessarily know that, so anytime America cough or sneeze, we catch cold. Yeah. So I don't necessarily know if that has reached here yet, because I see a lot of things that happen over there that we're probably still behind on. People, if it is that you have been sexually assaulted, then you have every right to report it, and you have every right to go for the perpetrator's neck.
And I don't want, Renee and I to sit here, not being persons who have been sexually assaulted, and then
I have
you're
been.
there. And then so Renee can tell you, I can only come from a point of compassion to say, report it, because then I hear these stories from all these girls around me, and they're saying it's not that easy, Jay. So so I'm coming from a place of compassion to tell you that I get it. But if Renee, who went through it, can sit here and tell you to report it, then you can find the strength. But for me, I've never been sexually assaulted, so I'm not going to say, go and report it, you're letting these men go away. I don't know what it is. I heard that it takes a part of you and you never get that part back.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to talk about my experience. But what was I saying? With the women. With the women, yeah. If it happens to you, report it or talk, because you brought up a very good point. It's not very easy for people to come out and speak about it.
For some reason, you feel shame.
Yeah, you feel like you did something wrong.
For some reason,
you feel like
you feel shame. And then I think it's because our culture back then, or maybe even now, I don't know what mothers are saying to their daughters now, but back then the response used to be, what you do? What you do, make? Yeah. So I feel like that's why a lot of people are like, you know what, then go say somehow, I'm my fault. Yeah, so let me just wall my piece, them something that happening in our life, let me just wall it out. Because we cultured as Jamaicans, we wall it out.
Yeah. There is a culture of victim blaming, unfortunately, and that does prevent people from speaking out a lot of times. But I think, as you said, more importantly, it's the conversations that are being had in the home.
Make people feel safe.
Yeah.
But usually we feel safe to tell Jeannie everything. I felt safe to tell my mother and my father everything. They made it okay for me to share. And let's say I never did feel safe to tell them. I had aunts that I felt safe. I grew up on a lot of uncles, so I feel safe from my uncle them to tell them things. Let persons in your household feel safe. We have this culture where we rush pitney too much. My friends, them can't even say something to you. But you think they gonna come to you and tell us that they might be sexually assaulted by the uncle in the next room? Right.
And that's the thing, especially because what I'll tell you is when you speak with guys when you speak with men, and they're willing to talk about their experiences with female, if they had that connection with the female and the female was willing to share their story, they'll tell you probably 3 out of 5 females that they came across told them that they were sexually assaulted. So it's something that's very commonplace in our culture, and I really hope
we had the stats. It's too common, man.
I really hope that we don't get to a point as a country where we're speaking about these things, or women are coming forward and saying that they were assaulted, and that's not the case. It's just because they want to ruin somebody.
And we have a lot of local celebrities speaking out. Tanya Stevens, what's her name again? She spoke about it recently on Instagram. Leela, and another one very recent this week. I can't remember her name. She spoke about being sexually assaulted by a number of males to fix her She said from early she knew she liked girls.
I think that's Leela Ike.
Leela, you sure?
No.
I want older lady name, man.
Oh, okay.
Woo,
I know that Jada Kingdom, she's very vocal about her experience.
You can tell, I love Jada, but you can tell it is still affecting
I agree.
Jada. You can tell. I agree. It is still affecting. It is sad. As I said, I heard that it takes a part of it. You never get back that part. And you just have to try to navigate through it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, and this is just my experience, it happened when I was very, very young. Like, I want to say probably 4 or 5.
Wow, why does it?
I want to say 4 or 5.
Was it a family member?
Not directly related. So it was my grand aunt's husband.
Why is it always?
Yeah.
Isn't it sickening? Me yet to know.
I agree. And the thing is, let me not say luckily, but what happened was it wasn't like a penetration type of thing. It was just like, touching into private area and whatever. But it shouldn't have happened.
Right.
And at the time, what was so weird is that the day after it happened, I remember one of my aunts bathing me, and she was like, if anybody, that's when the talk happened. It was so weird. Like, I even remember being that young and thinking to myself, but wait, this just happened to me yesterday. Because she was saying, if anybody ever touch you here, touch you here, come and tell me. So I'm like, in my head, I kid you not, as a child, I'm reasoning it. Well, you told me after, so I'm going to make sure that I don't go back around here, so that it doesn't happen to me again.
Right.
And so that I don't have to tell you that this man, who probably y'all wouldn't do anything about, did what he did. You know what I mean? But I've had other people tell me stories of like just some horrible things that have happened
I've
to
had
them.
Friends, I went to an all-girls school, so I've heard these conversations a lot. I've had friends that they were assaulted from 6 to 19. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Ears, as my friend would say, ears upon ears. And you're like, wow. And as an educator, about what Renee said, please understand that you need to tell children that they are called breasts. Yeah. And this is a vagina or a penis, not tomatoes. Breasts. Because then when they get tomatoes, no, it get mixed up. So did he touch my tomato? Because that's not tomato. Tomato really let me eat one. Mommy, breasts, vagina, and penis. I feel like we passed that
tried
now.
I think
tomatoes.
Terry Carell did a TED talk. Terry Carell did a TED talk about the language that she uses with her daughter and how important it is that from a very young age she's teaching her the proper words.
She's not ashamed.
Exactly. So it removes the stigma that we have about, like sexuality and all of that stuff.
What? Stop. It's 2022. Stop.
Look at Tuntun.
Stop.
What other names are there for
Pamela and Paulette? Like what?
Stop. For breasts?
Yes, Pamela and Paulette. Like stop. And the twins and stop.
The
Their
twins.
Breasts.
Okay, so Pum Pum, Punash, Tuntun, Poke.
Good. Stop.
Poke.
Yeah. Stop. But anyways,
moving right along. So it's, and as you said, as an educator, I need to ask you this, right? Do you know if there are any signs that you can look out for?
Yes.
Okay, share those with me.
I don't. This didn't happen in my class because nobody got inside.
Okay.
But I've had instances where I've noticed stuff. The students are very jumpy. Very jumpy. Or not students, persons. Very jumpy. What? Your touch shoulder? Jump. Yeah. They don't want, like, for example, girls, I don't know if men know this, but girls, we go to restroom in groups. When we're changing for things, we do it in groups. We are very comfortable among other females. That person is very withdrawn. Everybody out yourself put on them shorts to PE and then you gonna know kind of around there so gonna put on the clothes.
Okay.
Yes. Also, for very young girls, they start to act out. them start walk different, attitude shot to the roof. You can't talk to them again. Attitude shot to the roof. And ring up and them start walk different and act different. They even start to dress differently too. You can notice that. Shots, they start to identify their sexuality a lot more. Them cry a lot too. They will just sit down in one corner and zone out and start crying. So these are some things you can look for. Somebody who was always bubbly and lively, full of effervescence, withdrawn. They don't want to come again. They don't want, me alright, me just want to stay home. The person's withdrawn bad. So withdrawn is the number one thing that you notice about them. And they're very jumpy. As you touch them, so then jump and get frayed. Yeah. And they you see how they respond around
Males.
Persons too.
Yeah.
So you see uncle when I used to run and hug up and say hi. Then nobody wants to see Uncle Dave again. Because Uncle Dave had trouble them.
Yeah.
And it also goes to the other argument. Should you force children to hug their relatives?
No, you don't have to force them.
Because
you see, the thing,
a lot of children are. Go and go hug up Uncle Dan, my uncle and you see him.
You
and I don't
force
like
them.
him.
You should. The thing with
it.
children is, you know, there's such an innocence about them, and you're absolutely right in that. Once that gets taken, once that gets broken, it's like the rose-colored glasses that they're on your face ever since birth. As a child, your parents or your community or your village, they try to protect you from certain things, or they should protect you from certain things. So you're not aware of, even if you see something happening in front of you, your mind isn't aware of what it is that's happening. But once that happens to you, it really kind of shatters all of that. And it exposes you. It exposes you to the cruelty of the world.
And the mother's not, I'm talking about. When your child is sexually active, attitude to roof. And then the Jamaican mother will say, you start smell a jazz.
But
I'm telling
I
you,
agree with you. But I don't think children should be forced to interact with any relative that they don't want to interact with. Because, like I was saying, there's this innocence about children. You will know if your child likes being around someone or if they don't.
Let them embrace persons on you. But I don't. You got your seminar no picnic, so. But I'm speaking from a point of an educator. Yeah. Let children flow into these things, because even the Bible says they have this love that you should yearn to be like. You beat them to them and then that mommy up you. So once you see them restrain that love from an adult, something is wrong. Unless, of course, as a special educator, the child has some kind of issues. Sinister. You know, picnic with sinister. Yeah. So unless I want sinister little picnic, you have a little evil picnic, that's different. Because someone has some little chucky picnic. But that's different. But once your child is in good and regular standing, you will know if you see that child moving towards an adult certain way, you'll find out. So, you know what to say, you never really want to go over Uncle Dan today, talk to the children, then can talk back to you. Sure. But I am glad that our government here is having that conversation. We're taking it a bit more seriously. I think we can probably give props to Lisa and
Babsy. I mean, it's Babsy.
And Lisa did talk about it one time to man. I remember.
I think when they were tabling it in Parliament, the conversation, but it's something that was being worked on, the bill itself, from Portia days.
You know, me not like how long bill takes to pass. When government forget the new product them other day, bill name takes so long to pass.
Because that directly affects them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But to kind of tie it in, that's on the familial level, that's on the child level, but to take it happens in the workplace.
A lot.
And it's not just, as I mentioned before, women preying on it's not just men preying on the young women, or women overall, it's women preying on the men as well.
Women preying on women.
And we have this kind of messed up culture where, as young men, especially like in high school, if an older woman takes your virginity, it's a badge of honor. You understand? You get your stripes, you get your stars. No, sir, you're a victim.
And
you're a victim.
Also, it is hard to be identified because of our culture as well.
Yeah.
Your brother look you and give a little hype. No, sir, you're sexually harassing me, which is why there's a fine line for me and a nuance with catcalling and sexual harassment.
Let's delve deeper into that because I think we had touched on it earlier in one of our other episodes.
There's a very thin line between harassment and a catcall. But
what's describe it for you?
All right, so catcalling for me, because I don't know if there's a general, definition out there. But for me, black girl, I look nice, man. Really. Thank you, sir. Then when they start want me down on St. James Street and in my ears, baby, crackers or whatever them say these days. And you still want me down on St. James Street and you say me I get flustered and me I say, thank you, sir, I heard you. And you still want me down, babes. Yeah,
touch you?
Yes. Babes, then do this elbow something. Babes, yeah, move, sir. Babes, and your waist and that's all the harassment, sir.
Listen,
I tell me something, me black and nice, keep it pushing. Don't want me down on St. James.
Don't
you
touch
St. James to me a lot, that's why. Don't want me down on St. James, but not touch me up. And then...
Do you walk with any... Sorry to cut you. Do you walk with any, like, weapons, pepper spray?
Before they give more pepper spray, what's it done?
Want like a ratchet?
No, then something illegal, Renee.
You guys would have to catch me running.
It's illegal.
You'd have to catch me running.
It's illegal. So, yeah, man,
you'd have to
them
catch
do this
me
elbow
running.
something, see I move, sir. And then them tell about what fat and what not fat and how much they are front. You cannot speak to females like that. And it's full time that we stop accepting it. I get that it flatters a lot of women. I don't play with nobody's self-esteem. Some women, I saw them go off. Because me hear a friend say, to them, me go that no man not call to me and, them getting shut down. So if I saw your self-esteem bill, good, fine. I saw your self-esteem bill. For me, I don't want no man that want me down and touch me up. I hate it.
That's
a regular
horrible.
time, I say, yo, ease up. And then I hear, I saw no more a woman you love. You hear the other form of harassment. So because I don't want you to touch me up now, all of a sudden, I'm a lesbian.
And what wrong with that? And what wrong with that?
So that's as I said, catcalling, don't have a problem with it. Because it's a thing. Even when you go Europe, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Them throw a coin. You didn't know them throw a coin off for you in Europe?
No.
I don't remember which country in Europe, but that's a thing. Like they just throw a coin off for you and be like,
Seems Italian.
Beautiful. Yes, Italian. And that's a thing. There's another European culture where they slap you on your bottom. It's a thing. They just slap you, give you a tap. So I get it that it has its space. But when you see the woman start get flustered, and them know,
yeah,
they
get flustered.
Of course, they know. Another thing, I think it has an age limit too. You see, look at dirty boss man, them are anchovy a morning time is soon, You see, look at school girl.
I thought to the school girls them. Oh, I thought it was
what one do me other day? No, me. They're not me no school girl. Me reach auntie age. Auntie already auntie age me reach. But then you look at school girl, them. Leave them alone. You have the taxi driver them. So this young lady, she was walking by and it was the time when school just start back. So them some of them still have in braids and so on. The schools give them like a grace period.
Yeah.
So she walked past and let's say her name is Jella and the taxi driver was like, Jella. The little school girl walked past you, why you in her braid and I see her name like that? Me say, for the whole day, for the whole day, my skin crack. I saw me just look upon him.
It's so,
Don't call little girls.
No, but can I tell you something? And once again, it really does take a community. Because I remember when I was going to high school, there were taxi men who I would take religiously. You understand me? Like, stand up at the taxi stand and wait upon them. Yeah. You understand me? And I felt comfortable with them because whether they knew my family or they had daughters, they had children themselves, and so there was this fatherly presence that I felt.
Yes.
Right? And that helps so much, especially in this era where we have like them kidnap people.
Yeah. Big up to the taxi driver that drive down the one other day. I St. Catherine or St. Andrew. Big up to you, sir. Big up to
but
you.
you need people like that
Big
in
up to
the
you. The man,
community.
them drive him. I think it was him and two other girls. Two other ladies, sorry. Them drive him down until him fling out the pitney. Big up to you guys. But that was brave because they don't know if them have couple gone in there for sure.
But I mean, like men,
start
if
by
you
the
see
community.
but then again, really, them doing it.
Then again,
you said something.
Then again, we have to balance and be fair. Then again, they are also going to be risking being judged. Okay, you like have a little scoop in them, you're going to go like you watch it. You watch a little girl for top watching.
Yeah, but more make the talk.
The Me Too
more
stuff
make the talk.
More make every evening you pick up Renee, a little.
More make the talk. Anything, I'm pretty sure people did send me there with a couple of them, but I knew the relationship that I had with them. To this day, even the other day, I see one of them all the way from Kingston, because that's where I'm from. I'm obey him then now, and him stop me on the road. You already don't get good rapport. You understand me? Mom, make we talk whatever I want to talk. That doesn't negate the truth or the fact of the situation. You're right. You understand me? And the thing is, as women, if you in a one taxi and you say something and you say something, then probably not gonna take the talk from you. But if them taxi brethren run down upon them and say, yo, brother, what then probably we ease up for them. So men, you have a duty to your community.
And listen to me very well. This stupidity that you're going to tell me that them little girl are fast and them little girl are wanted, they are children. Nobody under 16 gets to tell you what them want.
Nice, I like that.
You know, get to tell me that the little girl they don't want. You don't know the little girl energy. They don't want it. They are underage. They don't know what they want.
Also,
give support for the people them girl picnic.
But even if them want it, you not provide it.
Yeah.
You send them to their age, you not provide it. You not provide it.
Yeah, the little argument just say the little girl you want to see her interest in fast. You don't talk about people's underage children like that. Their brains are not yet developed to tell you what they want. Hence the reason you have parents. If God don't want people out there just to make decisions left, right, and center, He want to create parents. Even animals have parents who guide them. Even foul little kid, chick, they run them until one time. So once you're underage, you have something called parents guiding you, parenting you. So you don't get to tell me, say, one 16-year-old want it. They don't want it. They just, they ain't going like big woman. I hate the argument. See what
But luckily, our country has taken, I'm going to say 2 steps forward. I'm waiting to see what the back is. But
and you see, wait there, Renee, because me very angry and passionate.
One true.
You see, look at old man, them when they look at Mercedes, when they look at Prada, stop. You know what they do? Offer these schoolgirls money. And pay for your college, man, and my wife, you know the wife argument, my wife, nah. For some reason, one of them wife just evil. One of them wife just evil and not pay them no mind. And them take that and them treat the little girl them because them know them mind you develop and can say, sir, you go on. Hey man, me pay for you because you know one guy, you in next year, no one guy.
Or them want, them know so them in need.
Oh gosh, man.
Them know so them in need, yeah.
You know when somebody said to me the other day? You see, when we live Sanjay and I get to, I know first Benz. I'm proud of. Park up at night time. Feel like a school girl then. You know, she said to me, said, Sanjay, the day me hear one mother said to one, when you come back, bring bread. Or 15-year-old.
Yeah.
When you come back, bring bread. So the mothers are to be blamed as well because them want to then licky.
Yeah, I think there was this story about this businessman. I think it's one of the western parishes. But he essentially got the young lady pregnant, right? And when her, like, I don't know, maybe she didn't want to end the relationship or she never want to have the baby or whatever. Or she wanted to have the baby, but he never want to have the baby. So he ended up killing her. But when they investigate or whatever, you find out say the mother did put out her daughter to the people them. Let me tell you something. Mothers, you have a duty to protect your children.
Stop having them if you not go protect them.
No, there's that. But if on a day in the house, everybody hungry, make one cup of sugar and water and everybody drink. Sometimes the hunger we teach them how to do without. Hungry, build character. You understand me? No send them to the uncle. No send them.
When we're hungry.
No, brother. Let me tell you. Hungry, build character.
When we're hungry, baby.
No send them to the uncle. No send them to the uncle. No send them to the godfather.
Joking,
no send them to the man. I mean, and you're probably thinking, these are men.
I feel like if anybody's going to make a sacrifice, it's you. Yeah. Jenny always tell me that. Make me worry about. Make me worry about it.
Right. So, I mean, you know, don't send them to the men. Because you don't know, at the end of the day, you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You don't know what these men are doing to these children. What kind of threaten them, all of them something there. Like, protect their future. Protect your children. Because the psychological damage and the physical as well. Some of them not recover. The psychological damage that does to.
We're getting word that it's. Should I hold my ears? We're getting word that it was.
No, and that's an overseas.
A 63-year-old pastor married a teenager.
It's overseas.
What do you mean by someone named people not pastor?
Michael, it said Des Moines, Iowa.
Wait, the mother, you know what?
Anyways,
yeah,
mothers, you have a duty to protect your children. You understand me? You don't know what these treat everybody like say them an enemy. I don't care. And I know it's very deep. Even the fathers, trust no one around your children them. Mm-hmm. You understand
and
me?
I feel like we don't protect our sons enough. Protect them.
There's that too.
2022, protect everybody.
The woman them a pray upon the little boy them too.
You know, I saw a meme today that said, "No woman alone, man a pray upon them." What? I saw a meme that said, "I know everybody a chopper, some of them a man a mind them." Mm. Take that into consideration. So some of these little boys, cause when I saw the article that school boys are paying up to 200,000 for buy garden, me or you over 200,000 and can't give them.
You can't get one scholarship. But every week you come tell me what money you owe.
And high school boy are paid gunman. When any other man 200,000 fish sprinkle water.
Can I ask you something? Like I know that there was this talk to ban obia or to make it
legal.
To make it legal. Do you think that argument has kind of propelled the practice to the forefront? Like people don't even care no more to hide that they're.
I just think social media has highlighted it. People won't always not care. Mm-hmm. Me hear my church sister, they cuss me other church sister. Me go read a black book for you. So people just don't care. Yeah, my church sister. And anybody will watch this from my church go no. Anyways, but yeah, me hear this about me read a black book for you. So people were always up and front with them obey and care. It's just that social media now
and the kids nowadays who put everything online. All right, I get you. Yeah. But moving to the act that was passed, so Jamaica's Sexual Harassment Protection and Prevention Act 2021 was officially rolled out on April 2, so it's actually a law now, right?
It's a thing now.
Yeah, it was passed in the Senate last year on the 1st of October. So something that I think the act does beautifully is differentiate between like a sexual advance versus sexual harassment.
Right, because you don't want it to be confusing where, being overwhelmed and it's like, but this...
Yeah, but does this fall under the...
Yeah, so people are clear on what it is. And I love that they're rolling it out in workplaces.
Has to be.
Because, that's I think, I don't know about the stats, but I think that's where it's prevalent. I mean...
It does.
We don't know how to act.
Especially because I think that, and this was my experience, as an agent or as a line worker, you're not necessarily aware of what the recourse is whenever something happens to you.
Why? So, we don't have HR.
But HR not gonna tell you if it is the case.
It's a whole training portfolio at hotels.
Yeah,
it's a whole training. Like you're legit. There's a whole day designated to learning about sexual advancement and sexual harassment in the workplace, so they can avoid all that. Because this is a hotel, and you're not only dealing with workers, but you're dealing with people who are come there.
But I think that but here's the thing with call centers, and this is it. You're getting a 63-page contract to sign in the 3 hours that you're there for orientation. So they're not breaking down the information properly, making it digestible.
You're correct.
You're looking at a full-blown contract that you should probably sign here, that you should probably...
And then the recruiter on our phone.
Yeah.
Or inform.
So you're looking at a contract and they're using the same jargon that would be used in a law, in a contract.
And poor you 18-year-old,
just a little work.
Just sign.
Sign where you're right. Sign where so much things. And, so like I said, you're not really educated on what the recourse is should certain things happen to you. I can tell you that if it is, that should be your first line of action. If something like that happens to you, you should definitely report it to HR. Whether you want to or not, write up the email, date, time, anybody that would have been there to possibly witness it, the location, write up the email and send it to HR. then, and we're speaking about the sexual assault itself, because no a criminal act has been committed based on the law that was passed. Then, after you've reported, because you want to make sure that the company is aware, after you report it to the company, hightail to the police station. Yes. And you can give them the same report.
Because and if you live in my area, go Freeport, Barton, and go care. Go Freeport.
I think for
most Freeport. I can't say my name tell no. So anybody will go Barton and then go say Barton, I tell them to go Freeport.
Go Freeport. I think most things happen out there.
Oscar Gardens go Freeport.
Most reporting happen out there.
Yeah, because of them alone care. I'm going to be very honest. Of them alone care.
Yeah. Especially if you're working in a call center, that's usually where all of the call centers are.
Freeport we care. Freeport we care. Somebody down there we care.
But yeah, you report it to the police, and then you know, follow the procedure. Ask them what's next. Mm-hmm. Now, based on the law, or based on the bit that I picked up from reading it, it said that, you know, there is an investigation period that's going to happen.
Definitely.
It's going to go before a tribunal, and, you know, it's like a court type setting. So, you know, they're going to hear
due process is always the way. So,
exactly. Yeah. They're going to hear both sides, and then they're going to make a ruling. So you want to tell us the difference between like the sexual advance versus the harassment?
So we have the document you're reading from, and when you guys have the time, you can go and get it as well. Where you got it from, Renee? Share it with them.
Online, once you type in Sexual Harassment Act Jamaica, the entire must of 43 page or something just pops right up. I do think the good thing, as you mentioned, is that the government said that they'll be rolling it out in the workplaces, so they're going to be having the training. I don't necessarily know that the training is going to be for the staff. It's probably for the HR team, and then the HR team will
do a horrible job at passing.
Yes, 100%. But if you want to know more information about it, I think you can call the ministry, call them and tell them, say, or go down there and tell them, say, you know, you want to better understand it.
Call them. Mm-hmm. All right, so according to the Act, sexual advance includes any or more of the following acts, forms of conduct or behavior, namely: 1. Physical contact of a sexual nature, a demand or request for sex or favors of sexual nature, the making of sexual suggestions, remarks, and what's that word?
Innuendos.
Oh, sorry.
So I could bring it up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Innuendos, the showing of pornography or the display of images or objects of a sexual nature, any other physical, gestural, verbal, non-verbal, or visual conduct of a sexual nature. And we know these, let's give them in layman terms. So as I said, the little cat calling, the little gestures we then do, where the one, where that, and here, then do it. The little undress with the little look you up and down and smile something when them do, and this. Yeah. Then do one lip something to one.
Or this, like if they come hold your hand.
Or and you feel lock up it.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Ooh.
Hey, yeah.
Or if them show you them penis. Can I tell you?
Stop. Listen, me not get them something. Okay. But I don't get these things. Let me be honest with you, because I stay off of the Snapchat and
the Snapchat?
Yeah, I stay off.
Jay,
so nobody will snap me them penis. And people know me. People know I'm a serious young lady. No, send. I will blast you. Me done it. Don't do that.
Jay, Snapchat?
And eardrop. Me hear some people that eardrop them penis and them
Jay, Snapchat? Jay, I was at work. We were having an event for a young lady that was going off on maternity leave. And it was, you know, a few managers, a few supervisors. I had helped to put it together, so I was there. Kind of, you know, making sure everything go, also enjoying the fruits of my labor.
Yes.
And I noticed that, I think he was a manager at the time, a manager and the director. You know, they were off in the corner, kind of looking at the director's phone. Everybody was cool. Everybody was alright at the time. You know? So, like, I go over there and I'm like, wanna look pan? So he hit the phone. So I'm like, alright then, cool, man, need to see. Goes on, I forget about it. Look a bit later down in the day, I'm standing up and he comes and he's like, I think I was standing up or sitting, you know, he comes and he's like, you want me to show you what I was showing him over there? So I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, he's like, oh, it's when I used to go to the gym. So I'm like, alright then, cool, let me see. So, you know, he's showing and he shows a picture of him kind of topless, working out at the gym or
vibes.
showing.
Yeah.
You know, no. So I'm like, all right, then cool. Another scroll, it's another gym picture. Another scroll, full on penis. And I am shell shocked.
So
I'm like,
move. You never say move.
I didn't. I'm telling you, it was one of those situations where I'm in a room full of people. This happens to me, and immediately is like I switch on and I'm like autopilot. So I'm there and I'm like, whoa, what is that? It's like, stop once, man. Well, we are big people. Stop once.
Sir, so what? Me know.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Just don't do that again. He scrolls. It's another gym picture, right? Scroll again, boom, dick picture. I'm like, all right, then cool. You know what?
Yeah.
All right,
it's a wrap.
Because you know how the pictures are lined up.
Yeah, so you know someone.
You know what? And if your penis is over there, show the man, good for the two of them. You understand me? Good for the two of them. My name need to see it. But, you know, and the thing is, here's the thing. Because a lot of the times when we're in these workspaces and we kind of think that we've developed, you know, good rapport among workers, and you feel comfortable, it's never okay. Never okay to touch someone inappropriately. Never okay to show them inappropriate pictures of you. Never. Without their request. Like if you Depp on the level there and on request the person requests to say whatever, then only do it on want to do. Whatever consequences happen after that, that's whatever. But do not just expose yourself to people like that. Nobody, no matter how well, I don't know. But for me, it was like, ew. You're proud.
Move, sir. That's what you should say. Move.
Don't do that. Another thing is sometimes when we're in the workspace, we kind of forget that it's a workspace because, as you mentioned, we become comfortable. People, once you're in the building, you're in a workspace. And understand, say, the rules of the building, the rules of the workspace, they apply to you. Try your best to adhere to them. And if they don't make sense, then you can have a discussion with HR about how best you can, you know, alter the handbook to suit whatever it needs. But try your best to follow the rules and the people in place, because some rules don't make sense. I'll give you that straight up. I've worked places where the rules were antithesis to antithetic to
because I wonder if you said thesis,
antithetic to what it is that they were doing or what it is they were trying to promote. So whereas the culture of the place was like this, the rules was something else, and that's confusion. Yes, that's confusion. But Mr. Dottyman, you know yourself, and the good thing is, which you might not want to hear, is that the law affords you up to 5 or 6 years, depending on the act, to report it. And to get it going. So I may be seeing you in court shortly. The definition of sexual harassment in the act. Go ahead.
Sexual harassment means the making of any unwelcome sexual advance towards a person by another person, which is reasonably regarded as offensive or humiliating by the person towards whom the sexual advance is made. Stop say, but my girl, why you behave so me never that? Yeah. It is said by the person towards whom the sexual advance is made. And my uncomfortable feeling has the effect of interfering unreasonably with work performance of the person to whom the sexual advance is made. You're making people uncomfortable now. No, they can't work. No, if you make them put on their skirt, you tell them about front and whatever they love, say 3 or back, 4 or front, whatever.
What is that?
Or when they must say, like they say, baby, the police not charge you, you carry to a front or whatever. Creating an intimidating, offensive, or a hostile work environment and references to the term sexual harass should be construed accordingly. Yeah.
So as we mentioned before, they'll be rolling it out, or they probably have started rolling it out in the workplace, but they're also looking at schools, correctional institutions, because Lord knows the one of them take advantage of the
Can I tell you that sometimes I lay in bed and I think about these places. It weighs heavy on my heart, yes. Because I'm thinking I can be doing so much better. I am not happy where I am. I don't like the classroom. And I'm thinking I could be making a difference at these correctional institutions as somebody who is trained to be working.
It.
Yeah, I am.
Work towards it.
And it me lay me better me say, Lord Jesus, somebody pick me and get assaulted at these correctional institutions by somebody dirty son or somebody dirty daughter, you know, a child that just needs love will somehow end up there because everybody think a bad pit nigga then no. Some persons don't have anybody that's
then you're just a little lost. Yeah.
So you know, just if we could just somehow have different alternatives, it wakes me up, it keeps me up at night.
Well, it sounds like
I feel like God go beat me feet. I sometimes feel sometimes like God go beat me feet. But yes, and a lot of these persons are getting assaulted and harassed at these institutions. So parents, if I can work with them a little bit longer than just most of the guy government home, please work with your children a little bit longer before you send them off to these safe places. They're not safe. And CPFS say, no, do enough. Did you see the article that they published how much are they pitting them under them care get harassed?
Here's the thing.
You didn't see the article?
No. But here's the thing. I feel like a lot of these government spaces are not doing their due diligence in having young voices be a part of the decision making process, as well as young voices influencing, whatever. I guess it's the same thing, influencing whatever they're trying to implement in these spaces, because I know that there are a lot of, as you mentioned, a lot of these spaces where the children are being assaulted, but it's not just like the kids spaces. Big woman prison, big people prison too.
And it's a norm. I think something that's not prison. No, stop. We need to the culture paradigm, man. We just need to shift.
We need a shift.
Man, we need a big shift.
Nursing homes.
Yes, it happens a lot. Sad bad. Medical and psychiatric facilities, which it happens a lot. And among other places, it happens a lot in school. Teacher and the little picking them, and it's just.
So the law requires. So it was passed on April the 2nd. So the law requires that these spaces have a sexual harassment policy statement within 12 months of the law taking effect. So come next year. If where you work, HR no come go one look a document to sign or go one look a training and make you know say, hey, this are the new notify the government.
Call them.
No, I'm gonna feel like them for lock them down because that can't just be one oversight.
Like a bar not have the bar something.
When you not have the bar
something. The bar something. What name? The bar, the pretty.
The license.
Yeah, the license.
And this that I found I love the fact that this is in it. And this is why I say, ladies and gents, if it happens to you, send the email. And don't just send it to your work email. CC your personal email on it. Because they can delete whatever files they want to delete. But once you CC your personal email on it, you're Gucci. So the law also requires an employer or a person in charge of an institution to keep and maintain a confidential register of sexual harassment cases. So, when you send it to them can say, oh, them never get it. But if you did CC your email pan it, if you did CC my friend email pan it, you pull it up. Yeah, you pull it up. And it's so important because I'm telling you from my experience, there's so many things that get reported to HR departments and I can't even say they fall on deaf ears. It's almost like they didn't even reach around there. Like the message get lost. You go to HR and you're having a conversation with HR and you're referencing something that you've already spoken about, and they don't have no recollection. And the thing is, what happens is because we know that especially the BPO industry, it's what's the word that I'm looking? Very disposable. The workers are very disposable, right? That it can apply straight through the chain. So you don't want it to be a case where you, through word of mouth, express the situation to an HR person and then them get fired or they move to another department. They move to another company. They didn't make any notation of it. And now you're coming back to say, hey, this is continuously happening. Can you show the record of the reports that I've made? And they're saying, hey, the new person is saying, hey, we don't have any reports of that. We don't have any recollection of that. and to them it didn't happen. You don't want that to happen. So please protect yourself. The best thing you can do.
Everybody have an email address. I think you actually need one to access your phone. So
you need it to work.
No, other day in a bus and I heard some high school students very concerned about their SBAs. So the other ones say, yo brother, because that's how they call everybody now. Yo brother, you know, say if my phone mash up, what am I SBA them gone dog? So the other girls to her say, what you mean? You know, have your school because they have, because of
like a portal,
because of no, they actually had some emails that they to log on to their Google Classroom, but because I'm not in the government school, I don't know how it worked, but I heard that all of them got this MOE email. So she said to the other one, no brother, I remember said that one day I only school things they can use it for, you can't say nothing to it. So I said to her, don't you have a personal Gmail that you use for your phone? She's like, no. I said, what kind of phone? She's like, Android. I said, you do have.
Yeah. Because you need it to like Play Store.
So I said to her, here's what you're going to do. When you go home, you're going to take all your SBAs, you're going to send it to yourself. Anywhere you are in the world, you'll be able to access your SBA. She said, oh, thanks, miss. So you can share.
Which school? SBA them I do?
Yeah.
But then like kids in like on the elementary or the preparatory level, they're doing SBAs now. I remember one time that was a thing reserved for high school. Yes!
Why? But
that was a thing reserved for high school kids, but no, I think
I share that with her. So
SBAs.
for the people who like email me now, you do have, because I think Apple people, I don't know what Apple people use, but I know everybody
with Android you need it to access the Play Store.
Yeah, I first as I turn on your phone, the first day ask
to set up. Yeah.
So everybody have your email. Have your email, use it up. Use up your emails. Send something them in there. This happened today at work. Have a little journal, something where you're saying and say, you know, so that way you have records. So when HR said that's their name, tell them the same name, tell them. You say, but I sent it to you. You're sitting on my Gmail. Yeah. If it's one thing Gmail do is not fail.
Unless
Gmail
you
sync
delete
to everything. Yeah.
Unless you delete it.
Gmail sync to every. Gmail remind me of things me name want reminder of.
Yeah.
So just take action, please. Females, males, take action and
young people.
Stop telling yourself that this is what it is. Stop. Stop. We have to somehow find the strength to move away from the and I saw it go mentality. I don't like it. Yeah. Stand up for yourself, young people. No one saw you go enough for your touch. No one saw you go.
She enough for your touch.
Yeah, she enough for your touch. And saw you go.
And you didn't cause it on yourself. Yeah. It's not your fault. So you have to
find a strength.
It's nothing that you did.
Is there any kind of line for them to call?
I'm looking.
Oh, you're looking for it.
Even if, here's the thing, right? Especially as an adolescent or as a young woman, a young man under the age of 18, regardless of the fact that you walked into the room knowing that the person was in there, not your fault because you're underage. You understand me? You're underage. They're the older person in the situation. Yeah. Them to know better.
And fun fact, not so fun, but even when you're naked on that bed, in that Mark X back.
The bed in a Mark X back?
No, like
what kind of?
A comma. So even if
okay.
Even if you're on that bed, in the back of that Mark X, wherever it may be over by, no, don't pop again, can I park over there. Wherever they're carrying these days, you can say no in that very moment and in get up half of you.
Yeah.
I feel like we think like, but me reach yes or something. We just a lot of females will tell her that. Me they really whine about you ain't already reached yes. No is no. And if you get up half of you and put on back your clothes and send you on your way, give you your fear and send you on your way. For those of you don't have your fear. But you can say no at any time.
Yeah.
I feel like they don't tell them that so they can say no anytime.
I feel like it's also a thing with womanhood as well. Womanhood as well, wherein you're kind of almost taught not to resist your partner or not to
that's another topic we need to talk about.
We can discuss about that because yes, you can rape within the marriage.
Yes, it's another topic.
But for the sexual assault hotlines that we found, Woman Inc. Helpline and
I know
Crisis.
about Woman Inc. That one is very popular.
Okay.
I know Woman Inc.
You want to give them the number?
The number is 876 because you know we have another area code 9299038. You'll call them, somebody will get you. I know they're very popular and they've been helping. Even some celebrities,
local
celebrities help them out. Yeah, it's very good.
And you can also call the Ministry of Gender Abuse 24-hour hotline, 876-553-0372 and 876-929-2997.
Or the Ministry of... Wait, I same thing. Never mind.
Yeah, man, that's one of them that.
Yeah. So why over this was 2 times?
Because like this is the domestic violence side, and then like additional resources.
A person. The domestic violence would be the home.
Yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes we assume that everybody know what I'm saying. So the domestic violence would be the same number, so you can still call them if it's a case where it's home based, and you can call the Jamaica Coalition Against Domestic Violence hotline 1-800-598-7607. I feel like you should take off the one though.
I think also, are these numbers toll free? I feel like you shouldn't need credit to call them.
Yeah, the 800 is toll free, and told me landline. Enough people don't know that, and they're like, "Oh, my credit eat off."
I feel like either from mobile or whatever. Once you're calling, kind of like we're calling 91. Is it? We'll use 911 or 119.
119.
Okay, let me tell you how I remember. Let me tell you how I remember. You know Bob Marley's song, "Someone Please Call 911." It's not Bob Marley. Well, one of them son them, one of the Marleys them have one 911 song. I'm gonna know say over foreign him doing. So a foreign use the 911. So I'm gonna say locally a 119.
How me remember it? Madia had this play back in the day, and I can do better by myself. And the girl threatened Madia, was like, "I'm gonna call 911." And Madia said, "When I'm finished with you, you call 99910. So me remember I said them use 911, so we use 119.
The producer just fact check me. Is Wyclef Jean sing the song? So boy, please call 9. I rip him off for one of the Marley. Them nobody can tell me otherwise. That's fact. But
I feel like one of the Marleys say a line like that.
One of the Marleys them have one.
I think it's Kimani. Fichu. Kimani have a line where it's something about something Fichu.
One of them
Renee
have one
Fichu. Renee might right. She might be onto something. But I hope you got these numbers. You can always research for other things. Tell somebody, for those at school, go tell a guidance counselor.
Yes, and the thing also, adults, when these kids come to you, please listen and also maintain the confidentiality.
And make notes.
It took a lot for them to come to you and express this to you.
True.
Don't betray them trust by going to the person and especially in front of them and being like, "Oh, such and such, tell me this." For them to say a lie, they pick me and tell in the moment.
And I'm going to share this. I think I shared it already. Because of my high school guidance counselor, I don't like guidance counselors. Yeah, she used to you used to hear back everything. You know yourself, Miss You know yourself. Say husband left you. But anyways, try your best and listen to these children. I'm not saying because I know a lot of people are like, but Sanjay, you can't just believe one way. I get that. Just listen first and make your notes. And then you do your thorough investigation. Them learning something at college, they know what to do. It's just that we have gotten to this part in life now where we just get complacent and relax. But once we go behind one desk. There's this saying that a policeman that is behind a desk does not remember what a loaded gun feels like. So you get so complacent on your desk in your big job in your big car. You don't remember what it's like to show compassion or empathy. So just listen to them. They don't not dismiss and that girl left. We hear about your pan in school. We know that girl everywhere we go see man. Listen.
Yeah.
That's it. I have to say. Just
that's
listen.
all you have. I think that was a good wrap up. So listen to the kids. Listen to the people in the workspaces. Obviously, due diligence, right? Parents at home. If your child reports something to your child telling something, call the police. Not about jungle justice yet, because I firmly believe we're supposed to castrate the raper man them. But make us see what the law deal with, and if the law not deal with what you are deal with, then you deal with what you are deal with. But that's it for this week. I think that was a good episode.
It was. I was very passionate.
As always. Yeah. As always.
Just hate when we pray on the vulnerable. I hate it.
Yeah. That's it for us this week. Guys, ladies, thank you so much for watching.
I feel like I don't know what it is.
Jay clock out. Don't forget to like.
Culturally appropriating.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And
interact
share.
with us in the comments.
And leave your comments.
And we'll be seeing you when we see you. Take care. We were here.